The quote I got was, "I'm not afraid to die, I just don't want to be there when it happens." So the way I understood this quote was to almost say, like, I want to see the outcome, or like the ending will be fine, but I don't want to go through the process of it, which for me I kind of took as it's easier said than done kind of thing. So I have 3 examples. Two of them are like how it's contributed in my life or how I've seen this happen in my life, and one of them has to do with my brother. So the first one is, I'm sure a lot of us know, like when you have to deal with a breakup or something and you're the one doing the breaking up, you like want it to happen, you like are excited for once it's done, but you don't want to have to deal with it. So it's like I am excited and I'm looking forward to that one point, but going through it is like super awkward, and like it goes along with, I'm not afraid of doing it, but I just don't want to be there like when I have to do it. You know, it's like I know it's all good, but I don't want to be there. And then the second thing is my brother, 3 years ago, I think, came out to my family and I, and he always expressed that like he wanted to do it, you know, and he wanted us to like know that like secret that he had to like keep for years of his life, but he didn't want to like deal with it. He didn't want that conversation to take place because like I grew up in a very conservative and Christian household, so it was awkward, I guess, like when it happened and my parents dealing with it and having to tell family and all of that. So even though everything is good now, like obviously we love him and everything's great, the process of it and like doing it was super, super difficult for everyone. And it's one of those things that you're okay after it happens, but while it's going on, it's really, really difficult to deal with. And then the third thing is kind of hard, but 2 years ago, I was sexually assaulted, and it's been really easy for me to say, like, I want to get better, and it's going to be better, and, like, all my anxieties of it are going to go away one day. But dealing with it and, like, having to deal with the day-to-day anxieties is super difficult, and it's one of those things that I'm not afraid of being better. I'm not afraid of forgetting or forgiving even, like, what happened, but I just don't want to deal with it. Like, I don't want to deal with having to deal with the anxieties and having to, like, manifest and figure out a way of fixing them because it's too much at some point. So I agree a lot with the, hello? Sorry. I'm not afraid to die. I just don't want to be there when it happens because I feel like a lot of us aren't afraid of the future. We just don't want to deal with the process of it.
It's about the destination, not the journey.
Yeah. That's what it
That was pretty long. 3 minutes.
All right, well, let me start with the 2 things that I thought were a little bit negative, and then we'll get past that and go to some of the things that are pretty positive. You basically just use the quote as your attention device. I think that's always problematic. And the other thing that is a little bit negative is your anxiety's coming out in your feet. You got the ankle crossing thing going again, and it's just, you just look unbalanced when you're presenting that way. And so try and get the feet parallel to each other and, take a more stable stance. It may not feel bad to you, but it feels awkward, I think, to the audience watching you being, just like I said, off center a little bit. All right, now the stuff that's solid, I think that you've got a very good interpretation of the quote. There's a solid preview of the supporting material. It's organized so it's easy to follow. I think that your facial expressions reflect your feelings, especially on the first point. Wow, that third point's a tough one to use as an example. It's a little bit dramatic, and I think maybe your anxiety is being dealt with by, trying to have a light expression on your face on a very serious topic, and that seems a little incongruent. I'm not begging for details or anything like that, but you're talking about something that's probably traumatic, and so the tone is going to change a little bit. but it doesn't in your expression. So that's maybe a little bit of a drawback. But I think the pacing is good. Like I said, for the most part, everything is solid. Those two things that I mentioned, I think, are maybe just a little bit something to work on.
All right. Merci.